Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So, my mom had this green cookbook that she'd gotten that was my grandma's. I thought it was my great grandma's, but apparently it must have been my grandma's because it was published between the first copyright was 1947 and then this copyright was 1953. I'm thinking that maybe just some of my great grandma's recipes had been like tucked into the book and we just thought it was that. But it is Meta Gibbons. It's just pretty thick, and it's like thin, like Bible pages thin. So lots of pages here. But I love old things. I find them super interesting, and I love going through them. The feel and the smell and everything. So the cookbook doesn't really have a smell, which is probably a good thing because most of the time if books have a smell, it's like mold or something. But it had this thing on there, the Meal Planner's Creed. And I will show you. See, it says right there, the Meal Planner's Creed. And so it kind of cracked me up. And honestly, I feel like there's a lot of good points to be taken away from this. And I will go over this and how something from the 1950s is still applicable today. But one of the things was, so it's like all these things you're going to do, right? Spending the food dollar to get the most for it is my job. Therefore, I will choose foods from a wide variety, variously priced, to save money without sacrificing health. Because, like, the thing is about this is it does have a lot about health and, like, what they felt was healthy for the day. Again, I will get into that, and I'll do, like, a whole video on it because it's super interesting. But it got me thinking about the Clean 15. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Clean 15 or the Dirty Dozen, but if you eat organic, then you know it's a lot more expensive to buy organic than conventional. And sometimes organic versus conventional isn't really necessarily worth it. So, that said, I'm going to start with the Dirty Dozen. These are the ones. So the Environmental Working Group is a group in America, and they test produce. I believe it's 46. I have had notes today because I'm so distracted. We're trying not to have this video take 25 minutes. So, anyways, I'm going to start out with the Dirty Dozen, and we're going to work our way into the Clean 15, and then I'll again review the Clean 15 on this side of the screen. I'm trying to leave like this open so that I can edit and put stuff there so you can read as well. And I will link everything in the description below so you can go and also read the information yourself and decide for yourself. Because above all, I want you to understand whether you choose to buy conventional or organic and what you choose to put in your body, that is 100% you. I can't make the decision for you. I mean, I will say some things on it, like if you're going to say I have to have all organic produce and then fill your cart with candy and cupcakes and cookies and potato chips, is the organic really that important then? Like, it always cracks me up when people are like, I will have people be like, I can't believe you're eating that conventional whatever produce, as they're sitting there eating a bag of Lay's. I will 100% hands down take the conventional produce over Lay's or McDonald's or any of it any day, and I will gladly take them in a which is healthier debate. Anyways, I digress. So, as far as frugality goes, some people would say that it's more frugal to buy organic because it's going to have less chemicals and create better health, and therefore, in the long term, it's going to be more frugal. Other people are saying that it's more frugal to buy conventional because it's less money overall. and you're going to be exposed to so many chemicals anyways. And then for some people, there's not a choice. They just have to do what they can afford. So no judgment. So we are going to start out, we're going to do the full list, and we're going to start with the dirty dozen. Of the 46 items, these are the 12 with the most pesticides. More than 90% of the samples of strawberries, apples, cherries, spinach, nectarines, and grapes tested positive for pesticides. So number one is strawberries. Now, I'm going to tell you, the average American eats about 8 pounds of fresh strawberries a year. So if you're eating 8 pounds, you can afford $5 or $6 probably a year, because then you're looking at $40 to $48 a year. My kid eats 8 pounds of strawberries a month. So that puts it, that's a whole different ballpark. I eat 1 to 2 pounds of strawberries a week. So I am at 4 to 8 pounds a month as well. So we are eating 6 to 12 times the amount of strawberries as the average American. So for us, that's not in my food budget. So I get strawberries when they're on sale for 69 cents to $1. Sometimes I pay as much as $1.50 for them. For us, that's a choice that I had to make to do with our food dollars. Number 2 on the list is spinach. Spinach you can get if you don't want to have to buy it in the if you don't want to buy conventional and you don't want to grow it. My understanding is spinach is pretty easy to grow. I don't use it that much, so I'll just buy organic, because I know the Earthbound's organic goes on sale enough, and when I do use spinach, I use it fresh and I use it in recipes. So I will buy the Earthbound organic. Number 3 is kale, collard, and mustard green. I don't know what your options are organic wise. From my understanding, they're pretty easy to grow. I don't know as far as storing though. I don't eat greens. I don't eat most vegetables. So number 4 is grapes. Grapes you can't really just easily grow in the garden. Well, I'm not saying you can't. You can grow grapes in the garden. It's not like planting carrots and they're ready in a few months. I mean, you're going to have to get a bush, and it's going to take years and work. Number 5 is peaches. Same thing. You could plant a peach tree. My neighbor has a peach tree. Seems to be pretty easy for him to care for. I don't know how easy it was at the beginning, though. Number 6 is pears, again, and 7 is nectarines. Again, plant a tree. 8 is apples. Apparently apples are doused with chemicals after the harvest, which I actually was just watching on Wendover, and they were talking about, what was Sam saying? The oxygen level has to be down below 3% or 2% or something like that in order for the apples to stay fresh long enough. And they debate, or they like pay attention to like how they pick them and everything, and when, and like they pick them earlier if they need to last longer, because most of the apples consumed in the U.S. are actually grown in the U.S. Apples have an incredibly short growing season, so those apples that were picked in, let's say, October, maybe, if they're a later season apple, are still lasting until the new apples come in September. So they're having to last a pretty long time. 9 is bell and hot peppers. Grow them in your garden. 10 is cherries. Again, you could plant a cherry tree, or you could go without. I don't know. Cherries are so expensive. 11 is blueberries. This one kind of makes me sad, because blueberries is another one we really, really love. We especially love Peruvian blueberries. Depending on the soil you grow blueberries in the climate, it can affect it. Peru apparently has a very arid climate. They have the mountains and the coastal regions and everything, but their blueberries just taste better. I don't know what to tell you, but I do know for a fact, because I was researching Peru recently, they do have some issues with pollution. And then number 12 on the list is green beans. They are joining the Dirty Dozen, and they were actually tainted by pesticides the EPA banned 10 years ago, apparently. Okay, so then there's several vegetables that didn't make anywhere on the list. So the first 12 of the Dirty Dozen, those are the ones that if you can afford to, you're going to want to buy organic. And again, not telling you how to eat. The next one, these go from number 13 being almost in the Dirty Dozen, obviously. And I've seen tomatoes go either way. I've seen them both in the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen, so I don't know. But number 13 is tomatoes. Again, super easy to grow tomatoes. 14, winter squash. Again, easy to grow in your garden. 15, cherry tomatoes. Again, grow it in your garden. 16, celery. Organic celery I don't think is that expensive if I remember correctly. Also, you can grow it in your garden. I don't know how easy it is. Lettuce, if you know how to do it, from my understanding, it is easy. And you can also plant a fall harvest. You got to be careful in the summer because it'll bolt. Number 18 is tangerines. Again, that's a fruit that grows on a tree, so you'd have to plant a tree. 19, cucumbers. Cucumbers are so stinking easy to grow. Don't even get me started. 21 is broccoli. Again, I'm pretty sure broccoli is easy to grow. I'm pretty sure most of your brassicas are easy to grow, and I'm pretty sure broccoli is a brassica, if I'm saying that right. 22, potatoes. You can grow potatoes. They weren't that hard to grow. I don't know if I'd do it again, though. You do have to make sure to mound them, because if you don't, then they can turn green and they change, and no. And then you can't eat them. 23 is plums. Again, you'd have to plant a tree. 24 is eggplant. I think eggplant is an annual that you can plant in the garden, if I remember correctly. 26, grapefruit. Again, we're getting into trees, but we're approaching the Clean 15. 27 is snap peas. Peas, incredibly easy to grow in general. 28 is oranges. Again, we're really close to that Clean 15. That would be number 19 if we're going from the Clean 15. 29 is cantaloupe, which I believe also can be grown. 30 is bananas. You're not going to grow bananas in most of America. They're pretty much grown in the tropics. But bananas, I have seen multiple years make it to the Clean 15, and they're really like number 17, so not that big of a deal in my opinion. And number 31 is cauliflower. Now we're going to get into the Clean 15. These are the ones that if you're tight on the grocery budget, just go ahead and buy these conventional. They have less pesticides. So we've got 32 is carrots, 33 is sweet potatoes, followed by mangoes, mushrooms, watermelon, cabbage, kiwi, honeydew melon, asparagus, sweet peas, frozen specifically, papayas, onions, pineapple, sweet corn, and avocados. They had the lowest amount of pesticides. 65% of the Clean 15 had 0 detectable pesticides. Less than 2% of avocados and sweet corn showed any sign of detectable pesticides. And then no more than 3 pesticides appeared in samples of the first 6 of the Clean 15. And I'll go back on the Clean 15 and read it again. And only 10% of them contain 2 or more pesticides. So then in order of the Clean 15 really quick, you've got avocados, sweet corn, pineapple, onion, papaya, sweet peas, frozen, asparagus, honeydew melon, kiwi, cabbage, watermelon, mushrooms, mangoes, sweet potatoes, and carrots. So carrots are approaching the middle section, and avocados are the cleanest. And again, I will link it all below. Again, you make the decision for your body and what you put into it, and figure out what's best for you and your family. Again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.